Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
If you'd like sponsor Still Got Game, email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 311. Still Got Game's official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
Joel Dude I Rock Albert. Do you have any special news that you want to share this week?
No.
Oh. That's not, I gave you the set. You were like, how do you spike? I don't even know.
Yeah, nothing. I'm getting married.
Yes, you are, my friend. This is such exciting news.
That's right.
I'm super
Finally, a boy turns into a man.
Yep. Pretty soon you'll even have sex.
No. We made a contract. It's like 6 years after marriage, I think.
Okay, we'll just make sure everything, it sets right.
We'll make sure it sets right. Right. There's a set point. And then there's yearly check-ins every other month or so. We check in, see if we still want to do the 6 year, then we extend it after that. No, found a great girl. Love her very much. And we're getting married. Got engaged on Saturday night. Told the family on Monday during the barbecue that I'm sure everyone in America had on Monday. So we're tentatively setting a date for next September. And we're probably going to do a beach wedding. So,
ooh, very nice.
So you won't have to fly to shitty Chicago. You can fly to I don't know where we're going to have it, but somewhere where there's a beach and sand.
Very nice. I'm excited for this. This is like such good news. But
it's pretty awesome, yeah. I mean,
yes.
And Derek knows Amanda, my lovely now fiance, and it's good stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. She lets me play video games, although she barely tolerates it, but she does. Although now that we're engaged, that could all change now, you know?
That's what I'm saying. You got to play it safe. You got to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe let's just watch Survivor instead of me rating. Okay?
Oh, it does happen. It already happens now.
Oh, my God.
Except it's not Survivor, because I would watch Survivor. It's like, let's watch, what's some of the ones she loves? Like Mindy. You know that Mindy show?
Oh, Mindy Project?
Oh,
yep.
I can't stand it.
Nice.
Can't stand it, but I watch it.
No.
That's what you got to do. Compromises, people. Compromises.
Congratulations, my brother. This is exciting news. And we look forward to getting updates through the process here as you're doing your planning. And we will.
Yeah, I'm not much of a planner when it comes to weddings or anything, but I will relay the information that Amanda tells me.
Well, it's probably good that you're not a wedding planner.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to, I don't know.
I planned 20 friends' weddings. I might as well plan my own at this point.
Well, if you must know, let's go through my picture book of, no, I don't have any of that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're tentatively next year. I think September. That's why we're going to do a beach wedding because it'll be too cold over here. But I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to have obviously you'll be coming, and maybe Kenny from California will be coming out. So it'll be fun. A lot of the gang will actually be there, so that'll be cool.
Looking forward to it. This will be good.
For sure.
All right. Well, I guess on that exciting news, we will drop down the level of excitement to the show proper, and we'll hit right into feedback from last week's show. Remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Red Sun comments. I knew you could do it. You went an episode without mentioning me. Doesn't change the fact that you guys are still unfunny, although your show is growing on me.
I don't believe him. I don't believe that's...
I'm not sure which part is...
I don't believe you said that. I don't believe that's a different guy.
Well, no, because it came from the same email address.
Oh.
Yes, it's definitely not a fake. But I'm not sure which part is the lie. Whether he's lying that we're unfunny and now he actually thinks we're funny, or if he's just trying to passively admit that the show is growing on him so that he can safely comment in the future without us being like, oh, it's that asshole Red Sun. Take one for the team now, get it out of the way, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're growing on me a little bit, and then the next time I actually have a real question, you won't shit on me.
I like this guy no matter what. My whole thing is we say this all the time, but bad, good, doesn't matter. If you comment, you comment. I think it's fun. So, feel free to shit on us in the future. We don't really care. But I mean, if we're growing on you, that's good too, I guess. Shit. We seem to do that to everybody. We come off super dickish. No one likes us. And then after a while, you just get used to it. You're like, oh God, here's these guys again. And then eventually you just get like even more into it. You're like, these guys are making a lot of great points. And we do. And
we're like a rash.
Noticing. Yeah.
You just, after a while, you stop itching it. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let nature take its course.
Yes. All right. Bonnie comments. I'm still fairly new to your audience, but I wanted to drop a quick note and say how much I enjoy the show. Well, thank you, Bonnie. We like that kind of comment too.
You see, these are, this is going to sound really bad because like again, Bonnie, thanks for everything. But the oomph when someone hates us has got so much more punch to it. So Bonnie, next time you email, just feel free to say we suck and then continue with your accolades. If you could, that'd be great. I think you guys are shit. But by the way, I'm fairly new to the audience and I wanted to drop a quick note and say how much I enjoy the show.
And that would have had us talking for a while. We're like, does she hate us?
Yeah, I don't know where she's coming from. This is a phenomenal comment.
Yes. And last but not least, Mark Sheridan comments. Longtime listener and short-time viewer. I've been with you since the reboot D-Smooth did back in the beginning. Thanks for being one of the longest-running entertainment pieces I ingest week after week.
How many years has this been going on?
Since the reboot, it's been 7.
But total then?
Then it was a year and a half. So there was
almost 8 or 9-ish, I guess.
Yeah, so there's 30 episodes, then a year and a half break, and then I brought it back after that. And we've gone from episode 35 now through 311. So that's another 270 some odd episodes.
That's insane.
Yeah, they like we're almost like Simpsons level shows here. Because Simpsons isn't on 52 weeks a year. So you only get a certain amount of Simpsons. This is like a non-stop season that's never ending.
No wonder people hate us. They're like, Jesus, is there a fucking season finale? No.
No.
It's just running. Just constantly running.
There's always a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But there's never it always resolves itself.
It just resolves immediately. Yeah. The next they're back again. Everything's fine.
They were hanging off a cliff. Now they're at desk chairs. So
they're just sitting there. Oh, okay. That's how it always starts.
Everything must have, all the bad stuff works out when we're not on the air.
Right. That's why it takes a week, because we got to fix all the shit we broke. That's the way it works.
Otherwise, we'd just be on nightly.
Yeah.
So we can't do that because we'd be in predicaments all the time. We'd be like those Russian kids, like on top of buildings, hanging off with our selfie stick.
Someone would be on fire. Someone would be losing a leg. And then where do we get another leg from? It's fine. Yeah. It's the way it is. It's fine.
Yeah, we just need 6 days off, or in this case, 20 days off.
2 weeks?
Yeah. This was a bad one. We apologize. So that will not happen again until the next time it happens. But hopefully that next time will be a long time from now. But thanks for the comments, everybody. That was awesome. And we do enjoy getting them. So if any of you want to give us some comments, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And in site-related news, besides the Twitch team page, twitch.tv/team/tooltoplay, there's some behind-the-scenes stuff going on with the Tool to Play website that Jay's been digging at in his spare time. So do you have anything you want to share, or you just let people know it's still in progress?
No, it's still in progress. I mean, honestly, the last 2 weeks, because, I've been sort of busy. I haven't done anything in almost 2 weeks' time. But, I mean, it's still in a very, very close spot. Migration, all that stuff is done. So it's really just like, where do we want elements to be and stuff like that. And I just got to get my ass around to actually doing it. It's a little bit harder in the summer, because it's nice out and that's rare in Chicago. But I'd love to get it done before the summer's over if I can. But it's moving along.
Excellent. And we are still looking into some land planning. We've talked to some key members of the Bungie community and trying to coordinate some things with them possibly. So who knows?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. So we will keep in the loop soon, because we're going to have to really get that ball rolling with the time frame we're looking at is soon. Actually what we want to do. Yes. So in the next couple episodes, look for more details. And Jay, on that, why don't we jump on over into what we're playing? Joel Dude I Rock Albert, what have you been playing this week?
So this week has been obviously pretty lulled because I've been busy, but I did end up buying the Destiny expansion. Even though I don't play, my brother called me and was like, you should give it a shot. He really thinks it's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing.
So I downloaded it. I think it's awful, of course. I do not like it in any way, shape, or form. I do like what they're doing in the realm of PvP. And that's really what I do anyway. So Trials of Osiris and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I definitely like the ideas that they've started implementing when it comes to itemization in general. I love the idea that you get a weapon and it's essentially leveled up and you're really just leveling up the perks and things. That's a good direction. So they're going, I think, in a very good direction. I'm a raider at heart, though, and again, there's no raid content. The 3-person horde mode bullshit. I've always hated horde mode in every single game.
It's not.
Don't say it's not. I played it. It's fucking horde mode. It's horde mode where you got to go capture a fucking point. It's like, we took Call of Duty in horde mode, and then we pretended that we made this ourselves. It's not. It's
no. The Prison of Elders is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing if you're shitty. Anyway, so I played that. Played a little bit of World of Warcraft, although I haven't really even had time for that either. I probably will dig deeper into Destiny in the weekend to come, just because I only played it for probably like 2 or 3 days. So I'll play a little bit more, level my shit up, get my stuff ascended, and hang out with some old friends, basically. So, I mean, obviously, I don't really have to ask you because you're boring and you do the same thing every fucking time. But what did you play this week?
Oh, I played the fuck out of Destiny. I fucking love it. It's so amazing. The new expansion is awesome. Even without the raid, it really didn't let me down.
That's good, though.
Yeah, it is good. I know you don't like the prison, but I appreciate the mechanics of the prison. And it doesn't feel like horde mode because it's not just mindless waves of guys. There's designed to how they play out. It's the same guys each week that come out in the same thing at the same times, and they're going to do the same shit. And there's going to be each week there's going to be a different modifier on it. And once you work your way through all the 4 levels, then you get the big ass fucking boss in the end, who each week that changes out and his dynamics are different. And this week you're fucking staying off the floor, or you're gonna fucking take out the little guy next to him, or the mechanics of the bosses at the end of the PoEs are awesome. Maybe the 28 free roll one is not that cool, but the 32 and up are definitely some quality content. So I am enjoying it, and I look forward to playing more and more of it. Although I do wish they would do something about the fucking being able to shard your ammo packs, because I have too many of those, and I can't do anything with them. I can only use one every 5 minutes, and they're filling up my bank and everything else from farming keys. So that part is not so good. But good stuff.
So overall, you're a fan.
Oh, huge fan. I think that this was, instead of rushing in a raid, this was the right thing to do, is give some content that's different, that lets you start to change up the dynamics of the game, and then you can then go ahead and in the fall drop the big common expansion with fucking 1 or more raids, 1 or more strikes, and all this other stuff. And by that point, now you've started to really shake out the underlying mechanics of your game. They've done in a year what it took WoW several years to do, to figure out, okay, we got to do this, we got to do this. They're very adaptable to making changes to the way the game works, and they've been doing it fast and furious. So,
yeah, and I give them a lot of credit. I mean, like, that's the thing, is I don't like the expansion, and that's, I think, okay. You don't have to love everything. But I do think that they're moving in the right direction. And I think that's the important thing. I mean, again, when the raid does come out, I'm totally going to buy it. I'll probably buy every expansion anyway, just because I don't care. And I like supporting Bungie, and I like the team. But at the bottom line is, I think they are making good changes. So whenever it gets to that point, and I've got nothing else to play, I'll definitely kick back on, do some raiding. So yeah, right. I definitely support the game. There's no question about that.
Excellent. All right, well, on that, Jay, why don't we hop on over into the new releases? First new release out this week is a multi-platform release, and it's Heroes of the Storm, and this is out for the PC and the Mac. This is Blizzard's wildly popular MOBA that aims to be in competition with League of Legends and the other big boys, and I think it's doing a fairly good job at it. It's been in closed beta since January and open beta for the last couple weeks. There's enough free heroes each week that you can leverage those. Wow, there's sirens in the background. There's enough free heroes each week that I think you get 7 free ones that you can play and choose between. So there should be something that's to your taste. If not, the next week there will be. And if you want to keep one of those heroes indefinitely and buy it outright, you can either use in-game gold, or you can do a microtransaction and just buy it with real money. The game looks great. I see tons of my friends playing it. Hell, it was on fucking ESPN for Heroes of the Dorm. So, if you're a MOBA guy, you can't go wrong with this. This is like Blizzard meets MOBAs, right?
Yeah, and it's like, the thing about this game, I mean, obviously, if you know Blizzard, you probably know Dota, which is where kind of MOBAs became their own. That's, For you pre-League of Legends guys, that's the real MOBA. That's the beginning of the MOBA, in my eyes. So this is a really awesome step because this is really taking, like, this is what Blizzard does best. They take everything that they've done for X amount of years or what they've seen other people do for X amount of years, and then they really scale it back and sort of make the bottleneck to entry or how you get back into that game really, really easy. So if you've played the demo, if you've had a chance to actually do any of this gameplay, it's a really simplified version of what you probably have seen from League and seen from these other games. So it's awesome if you're just starting out in MOBAs or you're interested in the MOBA scene, or if you're really into Blizzard lore. It's pretty much every Blizzard character that's ever existed. It's pretty fun. You know, I don't tend to play MOBAs anymore, but I did, do the beta for a while, and it's really well done. It's a really well done game. So I'm definitely going to pick it up. I might even not play it, but I'm going to pick it up. So
nice. Yeah, can't hurt, right? All right. Well, the other new release out this week is out for the Wii U, and it's Splatoon. Now, Nintendo finally has an interesting new IP.
Totally.
And it's something that even almost made me maybe even want to think about almost thinking about getting a Wii U. And this is a third-person shooter where your character is equipped with an ink gun. You run around. Everybody's got an ink gun. And as you paint the map with your color ink, you can kind of jump into that and slide. You turn into like this squid-like thing. You swim through the ink. As long as it's in your own color, you can like swim up walls, and you move a lot faster that way. Super fun, fast, furious game mechanic. Features a full single-player campaign, has 2-player split screen, and 4v4 online multiplayer. Like I said, the game's super fun. It's been getting super great review scores in high 8s, low 9s. I'd say if you have a Wii U, this is a must-buy. This is the title that you're waiting to keep justifying your Wii U purchase with. And we saw this last year at E3, and it just looks even better and better all the time. I wish it was out for some better console.
Well, I actually pre-ordered it. It's not here yet, but it does look great. Hit says he already streamed it and that no one noticed, and it's bullshit that no one notices when he streams. Because apparently we're getting melancholy, depressed Hit today. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a really great game. I'm totally going to be playing it as soon as it gets in. It's finally, there's two things I love about it. One is it's totally a brand new IP, which is rare in this day and age for any system. And then the other two is it's actually also new and different gameplay. So it's like, it's really a new game. Like for all intents and purposes, I haven't seen a new game, really a new game, in a long ass time. So it's not the same old FPS, not trying to recreate a MOBA or an MMO or anything like that. I mean, it has strategy elements in it. Obviously, there's the gameplay that you're going to notice from it, but it's totally different. It's dynamic. It's cool. Yep. So I wish, again, my only wish is that it was on a different system, just because then I had people to actually play and discuss it with. So I'm kind of isolated on an island called the Wii U. But I bought one, so I might as well buy games for it. And this is definitely one of the games to get. So
yeah, you can play with Hit.
I can play with Hit. I don't know if he's not upset. If he wants to play, I don't know.
Hit for those of you in our listening audience, Hit is pulling yeoman's duty. He's practically dead. Spent a lot of time in the hospital, super sick, and he's still producing this fucking show for us tonight. So
he's the Superman of anger.
He is. He's like the Hulk of Superman.
Yeah, he's hulking out right now. He's hulking out. We got to be careful.
Yes.
You may have a green screen, but he's all green right now.
Yes, yeah. If Hit was on behind me, he would be invisible. He would have whatever thing is behind me right now that hasn't changed since the beginning of the show. It's actually no. It should have changed, but that's okay. It's all good. I'm sure Hit'll catch up at some point. All right. Well, on that, Jay, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? First story.
All right, so Microsoft is going to be adding a headset port to the Xbox One controller, and I don't mean the thing you already plug in to actually plug in your actual headset. They're going to be adding, I think, a 3.5 millimeter adapter, and it's not an adapter; it's built into the controller, which is really nice, right? Finally, I guess. Better late than never. So even though the Xbox One controller has earned many plaudits, what is a plaudit? That word? It's a word about I don't frequent.
It's like applause.
Applause. Yeah, all right. One thing universally hated is the lack of the headphone port, and I totally agree. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So far, the best solution, of course, is to spend more money, namely $24.99 for an Xbox One stereo headset adapter. But even that's not without its problems, although it won't be much consolation to gamers who already bought the adapter, which is fine. If you got it, it's not a big deal. Microsoft is going to release a refreshed version of the controller this June with the 3.5 millimeter port built in. So you won't need the adapter. You just sort of get it right out of the box. It's nice. The news comes via Microsoft's own support site, which says the port will feature an controller released after June 2015, end quote. It also notes that that only compatible 3.5 millimeter audio devices can be connected to this port. And of course, that means that whatever Microsoft deems the certified version that's compatible with whatever the fuck they're using is the one that's going to actually work, which kind of sucks. Chances are you'll be able to hear audio through the headphones, but then of course there will be some headset mics that won't work due to this pointlessly different way manufacturers ordered the conductors on their jacks. And it's different everywhere. Blows. Like, no standardization. Blows.
Copy the iPhone 3 section.
Yeah, iPhone. Done. Plug your shit in. Of course, the PlayStation 4 and many phones suffer from this exact same issue, so it's not really a Microsoft thing that they can control. But still, it does suck. But so what are your thoughts? I mean, this is kind of, it's news, but if you own it, it's good, right?
Yeah, I think it's cool news. It's Microsoft being adaptive. It's almost like when was it the PlayStation 2 came out? And it's the original PlayStation. You remember, it didn't have any analog sticks. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you know what? We fucked up. Let's make a controller with analog sticks. And that'll be the new thing from this point out. And, sometimes you draw a line in the sand and you push forward. And there was no solution that you could add to those controllers. At least now your controllers work with your pack. The console's enough into the life cycle where there's probably been a way to reduce the size and the cost of putting all that audio circuitry into the controller itself, putting the jack on the outside. And I think it's great news. The only person I feel bad for is Microsoft in this, because I feel like this was their big surprise at E3, because this popped up on their support site, and shortly after the news broke on all these websites, it got pulled back down. So now it shows the original pictures of the old controller and the arrows to what's where. But I have a feeling this is part of the E3 press event. And
there's no question. I don't think this is like a huge deal breaker that if this was like their big announcement, this would be a bad E3 for them. It's cool, but again, if you're already on the bandwagon and you've got the system, it really doesn't apply to you. In fact, it really means shit, I got 4 controllers here in my office. I have to, every time I want to use my headset, if one's out of batteries and I don't want to switch it out, I got to move my adapter around. It's not a huge deal. It doesn't matter, ultimately. And that's the thing. It's really just nice that if your controller breaks, you buy a new one. You got that thing built in. If you want to keep your adapter, you can have it and then use it on your old controllers. And then any new controller you buy, it's built in. So, it's just a convenience thing. And it's nice that it's not all about them getting the $24.99. So it's a good thing. It can't be looked at as a bad thing. So it's good.
Yeah, they're putting the right foot forward.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Next story.
Oculus Rift total package pricing has been teased, and this is via Recode. So Oculus CEO Brendan, how do you say his last name? Is it Arib?
I think it's Aribe.
I think it might be Aribe. No, I think it's anyway.
Aribe?
I think it's Aribe. But he said Wednesday that his soon-to-be available virtual reality Oculus headset and the computer needed to run it, so this is with the computer, will cost around $1,500. I feel like that's ridiculously cheap, believe it or not. I feel like that's a really good price. The company, which is owned by Facebook, as you may or may not know, announced in early May that it would start selling the Oculus Rift to customers in early 2016, but the price for the headset itself has yet to be announced, which does kind of blow. Quote, "We are working at an all-in price. If you have to go out and actually need to buy a brand new computer and you're going to have to buy the Rift, at most you should be in the $1,500 range," end quote. Arib said on stage at Recode's annual Code conference in Rancho Palos Verdes in California. Over time, you'd like to see that cost, of course, as any manufacturer does, come under the $1,500 or under the $1,000 mark. So what do you think? I actually still think it's a really decent price if you're getting the box and you're getting the Oculus Rift.
For a gaming PC that's going to be able to drive full VR into a headset as the display, that seems like a decent price for both. I am curious to see what the breakdown between the two is for someone that already has a high-end PC that's capable of driving this, because if you split it down the middle, it's it's a $750 PC and a $750 Rift. That's not as attractive as it's a $1,200 PC and a $300 Rift. So
Exactly.
until we get that breakdown, who's to know?
Yeah, you want more of that 1,500. You obviously want more of that money going to the PC. Like that was the goal, because we all know what PCs cost, and that's the thing is like, in my mind, a $1,500 PC for a gaming rig, it actually gets you a pretty kick-ass gaming rig. I mean, it's pretty up there. Normally I think if you spend around $2,000, you get like that's almost like bleeding edge. You can of course go as high as 3,000 and stuff like that, but I always feel like if you go to bleeding edge, you are literally it's like a 500% markup at that level. Completely not worth it. No,
and you're ahead of the software.
Yeah, you're just so ahead of the software that it's like, it's going to last you 7 years, but like it's not worth it. The premium you pay just isn't. So, if it's a $200 headset or headset, then that would be amazing, right? I mean, I think a $1,300 PC is more than enough for you to play almost any game that's out right now, including Witcher and things like that. So. Man, I'm just waiting to see what this price is. The insanity is that I would totally be willing to spend $600, $700 on a headset. I don't want to say that out loud, but I totally would because it's fucking amazing. And I want to just sit in my room and like look around at shit all day long. But,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good. It's definitely a good thing.
Nice. All right. Next story.
So next story up, Twitch is banning streams of AO games. And so AO is basically the adults only type of games set by the ESRB. So if you're streaming porny type of games, no longer will you be able to do this. This is via Destructoid. So an update to Twitch's rules of conduct has explained that while in the past the service has banned games from being streamed on a case-by-case basis, going forward, all games that are rated AO by the ESRB will be banned from Twitch right off the bat. So as soon as they get that rating, Twitch will just start banning anyone that starts streaming those games. If, quote, a game's US version is adult only rated by the ESRB, you should not be broadcasting that game on Twitch. However, ESRB rated mature versions of adult only titles are permitted for streaming, such as the mature versions like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Fahrenheit, Indigo's Prophecy. So like, I think it's very lenient within that, marking. Games rated 18 and over by other rating systems are of course fine to stream so long as they are not rated AO by the ESRB. So they're strictly going by the ESRB's rating system, and they don't violate the standard language of our ROCs and of course their TOS. So, quote, while the ESRB ratings apply exclusively to US titles, our policy extends to versions of these games in all territories. So generally, if the U.S. version is rated adults only or has the equivalent rating in your territory, you basically can't broadcast as well. So, right? Like, yeah. What do you think?
Part of me is like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. But the other part of me is, why not just put an age gate on it, like so many sites do, and be like, right now, Twitch has that, this has been marked explicit. Are you sure? But then go that one step further. Like when you're watching a trailer for a game that's adults only or whatever, sometimes you have to go and fill in your birth date or whatever. And I don't know. I guess this is the easier way to do it without getting yourself in trouble and without potentially unleashing content that should not be for kids to kids. But I have no problem with it. I think it's good. I think there's other ways to do it too. But
yeah. I totally see your point. I mean, it wouldn't take much to, I think the big thing though is like, do they got to keep all that content on their servers, and it probably serves. I mean, I'm not saying this because I don't want to make a blanket statement. I'm not trying to generalize, but it serves a niche sort of group of people. You know what I mean? Like there's never going to be a super popular stream that they can show off, at least. It's not going to hit their front page. I mean, they could get a lot of streamers because it's an adults only game. But it's nothing that they can show off. And it doesn't really do anything in terms of their revenue. And I hate to say it's revenue driven, but we also live in America, so let's be real with one another. Advertisers, they can't, there's that deal even with YouTube and everywhere else. The reason they don't show nude content on YouTube and all these other things is because they can't, because ultimately the advertiser doesn't want their product associated with titties and insane violence and all this other shit. So,
see, ironically, we would sell ads for
whatever
to play on whatever. We don't even care. We just whatever. Yeah,
we're shills. We're shills.
Yeah, you got a dick extender. Boom, selling it.
Dick extender, awesome. I'm a huge fan. Not that I use that, but I do from time to time. No, I mean, it's like, it makes a lot of sense in that context. And I think that's the deal. It's like, they can't really service ads on there. So what's the fucking point for Twitch? Ultimately, they need to turn a profit. And if you want Twitch to succeed, you should probably want them to turn a profit as well. So, it's sort of governed by business, but I think it still ultimately has a good tone to it anyway. There's just no reason for it. So,
and I think the timing is right on because this is just before that Hatred game comes out. Remember that the guy that goes nuts and goes out and just murders people for no reason. The game that was out and then pulled and then back and then pulled and then out, but not on Steam anymore. And yeah. So that game is, I think it comes out next week or the week after.
Soon,
so getting this locked in, because that's a way to instantly get yourself, if you're the one guy streaming Hatred and, people just have a morbid curiosity. Oh, I want to see what that murder simulator game is all about. Oh, let's go take a look. So I think getting this in now is the right time instead of after people are streaming Hatred being like, oh, okay, this is not going well.
Yeah,
let's end this now, right now. Yeah.
Why did we go down this road?
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, it does hurt. It's the thing is like it hurts adults only games anyway. Twitch has really become sort of the way of trying games before you buy them, just because you watch what other streamers are doing, you talk about it live. So it's a great marketing piece for the games themselves. But again, if you're going to make an adults only game, you probably know that your market's going to be either limited or you're just not going to have that reach to do that sort of thing, because no AAA title is going to do that anyway. So
no, exactly.
It kind of just makes sense to me. I don't know. It is what it is.
Agreed. All
right, next story. Truck full of Nintendo games. And what are these? Ambios?
The Amiibos.
Oh, the Amiibos.
Those are those little, the stupid little toys.
Yeah. So I'll start over. Trucks full of Amiibos and Nintendo games have been stolen. This is via Kotaku. A ton of Nintendo fans, in the UK, have been left without the games that they pre-ordered after a truck full of the copies of Splatoon, the game we just talked about, and, of course, the Amiibos related to Splatoon, was actually stolen. The theft of the truck lifted on its way from Nintendo's European warehouse to a British chain Game. So Game is like our GameStop here. Means that anyone who pre-ordered Splatoon Special Edition from the retailer will not be getting a copy. MCV reports that affected customers can cancel their orders or receive the game's standard edition along with a $10 discount. Now, either the truck was stolen at random, which is, I suppose, possible, but I feel like it probably had like a Nintendo logo on it. But anyway, the thieves running the risk of picking up a cargo load of cabbage or, coat hangers, or I don't even know what else they could have gotten. Or, of course, they knew exactly what was in there, and I tend to believe that's the case.
This is a weird fucking heist.
This is a weird heist. This is a weird, because like, if they did know, then that would probably mean that they planned it, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they saw a Nintendo truck and they were just
prepared for a quickie heist. They're like, hey, remember that plan we had where it's a heist a shipping truck? Let's do it now. There's a Nintendo truck.
There's a Nintendo one right there.
It just left you guys like Nintendo right there. Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't even know what to say to this story. It's just like, if they planned it, it's retarded. If they didn't plan it, it's as retarded. There's no like.
And if you're capable of planning this, there's other trucks. Like, granted, the Amiibo market is insane, and they're selling at these absurd prices. But there's other. If you're going to go and have a well orchestrated plan to steal a fucking truck, there are other trucks you could steal that have much more valuable shit inside than Nintendo games and Amiibos.
Well, let's think this through. Okay, we're the thieves, right? How many units do you think are on that truck?
Special edition. Right? I would say probably 5,000.
5,000. They go for what? 60 a pop on eBay, brand new.
These are the special edition with the
special editions. They go for more.
So they're probably $100 retail. They probably go for $60 on eBay, 70, 80. If you're 70, undercutting, 80. Yeah.
If you're undercutting for the express purpose of getting rid of the merchandise.
But because everybody wants the Amiibo, they're going to be going for 120, 150. So now you're talking $500,000 fucking heist right there.
That's a pretty kick-ass heist.
That is for one truck of shit. But
I feel like these guys just went
truck of gold bars. Truck of gold bars. You're just like,
here's the thing. How many gold bar trucks? First of all, the great thing about this is I'm assuming again that it said either Nintendo on it or they just knew coming from the warehouse that it was from Nintendo. I would think that the security on a Nintendo truck is quite low. Whereas the gold bar truck, pretty high. So like your standard there or your level of intelligence required to pull off the heist gets really low when you go off the Nintendo truck.
Yeah, the heist difficulty level definitely goes down with like if you were to steal like a mail truck. Actually, a mail truck's probably a federal crime. We'd probably land you in prison forever.
Right? Just for stealing mail.
Yes.
Here you're getting video games.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, you're still going to go to prison, but first of all, it'd be an amazing story if you're in prison. Like, what are you in for? Oh man, I stole a shit ton of video games. What?
A whole fucking truck. Get this right.
Yeah, you know those Amiibos thing? I got those too. It's fucking amazing.
I have 5,000 of them. It was leaving Nintendo where I was like, let's heist this bitch. And we just heisted it on the spot.
If only there was like a shootout that entailed over the that would like be it's like an FPS is playing out in real life for the video games they're trying to steal.
Like out of the movie Heat, everybody's got fucking
that's what I'm saying.
Jackets on. They're like, we're taking this truck and fucking Splatoon and Amiibos. And it would be even more ironic if instead of shooting bullets, they were shooting ink. And then it would have been fucking.
They used ink to like wash out the driver window, and he like swerved off the road, and then they grabbed
the
it.
The irony right now. Oh my god, I'm crashing because of ink, and I'm carrying fucking Splatoon. Wow.
I feel like I just went from this is one of those instances where I read the story, it was like what the hell, and then by the end now I'm thinking that these guys are brilliant. Like now I'm like really thinking like this could catch on because it is a lot of money. I feel like your risk is fairly low. I probably shouldn't be saying this because I'm now setting up a host of like
Chicago trucks that get stolen this week and no suspects.
But I mean, I don't know. It's like, value of, and that's a value of something. Games are weird in that way where the value is really high in the beginning and then it goes down drastically, even over a week span of time. So I don't know if they'll be able to unload, but I mean, unloading 50,000 of something on eBay, I actually think wouldn't be that hard to do. Fulfilling
very, very suspicious.
Well,
we just lost. Oh, look, they lost 5,000, and this guy has an auction quantity 5,000.
That part I agree with, but I'm still. There's really no way to prove like if you had if they're selling them sort of one off here and there. I think they could actually get away with this whole heist. Dare I say? Unless someone somehow rats somebody out, which would be also weird in this context as well. But still, I don't know. It's like don't steal stuff. That's all I'm going to say for the kids. And if you're going to steal, go after a Nintendo truck for a brand new video game. Derek, what do you think about this story?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, why don't we hop on over to the mailbag and voicemails? Altius asks, with you both not going to E3 this year, how will you personally ingest the news coming from the show? What's your biggest regret in not attending this year?
It's one of those things where I didn't care when I first said I wasn't going to go. And I think I do this every year anyway. I usually dread going to E3, which is probably makes a lot of people like pissed at me because they probably want to go. But I've gone for almost 8 years. I missed 1 year. I went for 2 years, missed 1 year, and then have gone for the last 6 or 7 years. So I've been going a lot, right? But it's not the games that I regret at all. I mean, I will get that information. We have people from Tool to Play going. If you guys don't know, Rod's going to be there. Sarcasmo Jones. We're going to have people there. But it's just being there is a different the way you're getting that, you're literally getting it the fastest way possible, the information.
Yep.
And you're meeting with the people that are building these games. You're going to parties with people that you absolutely love to see. You're going to events in general that you love to go to. It is a terrible, soul-sucking 7 days of hardcore up 24 hours a day. It is terrible. But when you get home and you reflect upon the time, it's always a great time. It's like after the fact, you're like, damn, it's over. Now we have to wait a whole another year. So I'm bummed. I'm bummed about those things. The game stuff I think we'll get. We'll get that info.
Yeah, the game stuff we'll get from Sarcasmo. We'll get from Chunky Soup. We'll get via all these other sources. We can watch live streams. But yeah, that's the parts I'm going to miss the most is seeing the people. Packers Party, number one thing. Number two thing, whatever the fuck Deej was going to get us hooked up with. Jay and I got an email from our Bungie friends with the subject, "Hey nerds, what's your plans for E3?" And we're like, "Oh, we're not there. We got some guys going though, but we're not going to be there." And then that email thread ended really quick. But the other hard part for me this year has been I'm doing the scheduling for Rod and Tim. So I get to be in the fray here every day talking to all these people, and they're all like, oh, I'm going to miss seeing you. And I was like, yeah, but our guys are cool. You'll see them though. So the schedule for them is slowly coming along. I got, like I do for us usually, the big name guys don't book until the last 2 weeks. So I booked a bunch of little shit at the ends, and hopefully I'm filling in the middle with the big stuff in the next week or so. Otherwise, the boys are going to have like a first day and a half all to themselves, which it's nice to have some time to yourself at the show too. But especially where some of the big names are no longer, like EA is not scheduling booth tours this year.
Which is really weird because they normally have, they have a huge booth, but they also have tons, all those booths, they have mini booths that you go to.
Yep.
So that's going to be really weird. That there's no maybe they
you don't get your VIP pass to go through.
Yeah.
You have to wait in line with everybody else, and then Bethesda not doing any booth appointments this year, which is always one of our favorites. But then again, they're leading off with the press conference this year. Which,
so I think that's probably why they're going to really pack it in.
Yeah,
they don't really need to do that anymore. So, but it's still, man, that's a bummer, man. Yeah, it's a fucking bummer.
Yep. And so far, low press conference count for the boys. I got them in the hardest one, the Microsoft one.
Microsoft.
Yes, but the other ones I'm still waiting on second and third feedbacks, and I'm assuming Ubisoft will fuck us. And Bethesda being their first, I think that's going to be a pretty hard one to get into.
Yeah.
But having them in the Microsoft one is at least you get that experience of the press event.
The grand scale. Yeah.
Yes. And that's about as big as it gets. So
yeah, that is about it. It'll be nice though. They'll get to see it, and it'll be cool to have sort of someone. We've been doing this for almost a decade.
Forever.
So yeah, for literally it feels like. So it'll be cool, to have a summer off and not do it. But I know that once it's kicking, right now it hasn't really hit me, but once it gets going, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Yeah. So
I miss seeing you too. So that's one of our good weeks where we get to hang out nonstop, like literally 20-something hours a day. 24.
Yeah. Like I sleep next to him. It's really fucking creepy. It's like 7 days.
By next to me, he means like it's like 6.
Same bed. Same bed. He's always tugging the covers. It gets real weird by like 3 a.m. And then we try to pretend nothing happened at 5. It's it's one of those days.
It was difficult nights. Yes.
Difficult nights. Yeah.
But
so yeah, good question.
Yeah. Next summer though, we're back in effect. Boys are back in town, back in E3.
Yeah, I can finally plan for it. And
yes.
Crazy shit happened this year is the only reason I couldn't go. I moved, 3 times and
17 times, 35 times.
2 different states, countries.
5 countries.
Yeah. It's rough. So next year though, for sure.
All right. Well, great question, Altius. You really brought a tear to our eye. So if any of you have great questions like Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread. You can also comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors, if we had a sponsor, we'd be pimping them right now, and you'd be buying their shit, because that's how much fucking meaning this podcast has. So, you know what? If you have something you want to sell, shoot us a note, podcast@tooltoplay.com, 773-527-2961. Tell us what you want to sell. We'll tell you what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/Tool to Play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the fucking internet, got everything that's fucking holy at twitter.com/Derek Nolan. You are muted.
I'm muted. You can find me at twitter.com/DudeIRock.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/Tool to Play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Unmuted. Facebook.com/DudeIRock.
We've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tool to Play. That's your place to find all of Tool to Play's archive video content, whether it's this show, whether it's other random one-off shows, or it's shows that are temporarily on hiatus but coming back soon, like Hit motherfucking, because Hit is coming back, and he's coming back hardcore. The audience and the Twitter universe all came together, trended #2 worldwide. Hashtags, bring Hit back, Hit's motherfucking shits. So that is coming back, and that's all on our YouTube channel. Please rate and review this podcast on iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews. And if you're so inclined, just give us a nice little comment. Great show. Love these guys. Great boys. Awesome, handsome, mother, whatever you want to write. But just give us the 5 stars. That's the most important part. We also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tool to Play. That is where you will find all of our live stream stuff, whether it is, this show, whether it's Hit streaming, whatever he's streaming, whether it's our team page and all of us are streaming shit. But twitch.tv/Tool to Play, that is our live mecca for Tool to Play content. So last but not least, I want to remind each and every one of you, join us each and every Monday night 8 p.m. Not Pacific. What the fuck? How am I falling apart here at the end? Join us each and every not Sunday night. Oh my god, this is like train wreck on the way out. Join us each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/too-old-to-play. And on that, why don't we wrap this episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel, Dude, I Rock Albert.
Back in the program.